Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
Good evening, I'm Torsha Veldhuizen and you're watching MediaPlex News Now. Home Instead runs a program during the holiday season and that ensures everyone gets something to unwrap. Angelica Haggart reports on how to be a Santa to a senior.
Be a Santa to a Senior is a program that began in 2003. Since then, more than 700,000 seniors have had their holidays brightened by the program. Ryan Jersey, a Home Instead franchise owner in Windsor and Chatham, says the program helps a lot of people.
We start getting the names in now. We'll get the gifts back by December 6th, and then we're going to have a wrapping party on December 12th. At also Assisted Living Southwestern Ontario on Sandwich Street, and we wrap all the gifts, and they're all delivered within, so they get everything by Christmas time. So it's a really good thing. I mean, the program is really to help these people that have nothing.
The program is simple. Care facilities put up names of seniors who may not have anyone to spend the holidays with. Gift requests are basic amenities: socks, underwears, and winter necessities like gloves and hats.
When you're in a nursing home, where brand name Kleenex, how important that is, or socks and underwear and things like that when these people don't have anything. So a lot of them are very simple things like that, like house coats and things to keep you warm as well. Small things that we find over the years that have really made a difference, and really what the people in long-term care, or isolated, that really need.
Anyone can get involved, either by claiming names and purchasing gifts, donating cash, or attending the wrapping party on December 12th. Brighten someone's holiday this season. I'm Angelica Haggart.
Every Thursday, take a few hours to learn a new language. March Wren reports on the language exchange program held at Craft Heads Brewery.
Thursdays are a lovely night to learn something new. A language exchange event is held every week at Craft Heads Brewing Company in downtown Windsor. Tons of people come with a common love of language and learning. Audra McIntyre is the event sponsor who has a background in this style of learning a new language.
And when I was living in Spain, there were language exchange events there. They were very informal events where people were standing at a bar, maybe you had a beer or a coffee, and you were just chatting with other people who were learning Spanish and native Spanish speakers. So it was a much less intimidating way for me to improve my Spanish and meet new people. It was a really good social outlet for me. And I thought that this would be a successful event in Windsor because we have so many different cultures and languages. So when I returned, I decided I would give it a shot, and here we are.
McIntyre has held the language exchange since October of 2016 to give people a social way to practice speaking language. People of all different backgrounds are welcome to join.
And you can see the people in there tonight, for example, are practicing ASL, Spanish, German, French, English. So yeah, it just depends on the night and who comes, but we always have a variety of speakers and a lot of different opportunities for practicing different languages.
McIntyre knows some people find it scary to talk with a native speaker of another language, especially for a beginner.
You don't have to have a certain level to come practice with us. The tables are arranged by languages, and in each table there's a multitude of levels. So everyone just instinctively helps each other, and everyone's really friendly.
The language exchange received a $2,500 grant from the City of Windsor Art, Culture and Heritage Fund last week. They will continue hosting weekly events and promote county journalism to the community. For MediaPlex News, I'm March Wren.
Let's head outside to weather specialist Ryan Percy for a look at our current conditions. Ryan?
Thanks, Torsha. Did you know that in 1885 in Craigellachie, British Columbia, the last spike ceremony commemorated the finishing of the Canadian Pacific Railway? Anyways, it's fairly cold. Last I checked it was 5, but it's feeling colder. The sky is filling up with clouds, and the sunset is pretty beautiful from where I'm standing right now. Anyways, I'll be back later. Back to you, Torsha.
Delicious sandwiches and raising money for children's art programs? What could be better? Ryan Percy has the scoop on this new event.
On November 3rd, the St. Clair Center for the Arts hosted Panini Palooza, put on by Sun Life Financial, an event that saw delicious sandwiches used as a way to fundraise for both We Care for Kids and the Windsor Symphony Youth Orchestra. Jody Brush is a financial advisor with Sun Life and said she loves the opportunity to give back.
Our branch as a whole always looks to give back to the community in some way, shape, or form. And so we decided to put on the event known as the Panini Palooza in our office. The Windsor Youth Orchestra obviously is playing, and so they will benefit from the proceeds. We also joined forces with We Care for Kids because they are a prominent foundation here in the Windsor area as well, and we can share some of the proceeds there too.
Brush said the event hoped to raise money for the orchestra as youth art funding seems to be dwindling in the region.
Sports is a much more popular cultural avenue for kids right now. The arts sometimes right now does kind of get downplayed. So we thought, you know what, let's bring something, let's make the arts very notable.
We Care for Kids president Leah Hansen spoke out about how Sun Life reached out to them for the event and how impressed she was with the youth orchestra.
They came to us actually and said, you know what, we want to support kids and youth in our community, and We Care for Kids is the leader in pediatric care for kids and health and wellness for kids in Windsor and Essex County. And all of the kids that you see here playing were once little tots, and maybe some of them needed some kind of help or care in the hospital or in another organization in the community. And so We Care for Kids does what we can to support all of that when they're younger. And now look at, they've become these amazing musicians who have so much talent. Just blows me away.
Sheila Wisdom, the executive director of the Windsor Symphony Orchestra, believes that Panini Palooza has been an overall success as a fundraiser for the Windsor Symphony Youth Orchestra and We Care for Kids.
Yes, it's a success, and we think that it's, you know, when you're in the fundraising world, you talk about whether or not an event has legs. This event has legs. It's got a good foundation. It can grow. It can be bigger and better, and we know that the Sun Life team can make it happen, and we're there to work with them to make it happen.
Wisdom hopes that this fundraiser will continue to grow and cannot wait for the continued teamwork of the Symphony Youth Orchestra and Sun Life in this endeavor.
You learn all kinds of life skills when you're a member of the youth orchestra, and that is very important. And so we're just very pleased that Sun Life is supporting both of our organizations, supporting kids in the community and enriching the place where all of us choose to live, work, eat, and play.
With Panini Palooza finished, I for one am excited to dine on good music and great sandwiches when Panini Palooza rolls around next year. I'm Ryan Percy, reporting for you, dear viewers.
November is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The Shine the Light campaign kicked off the month with a tree lighting ceremony. Ennis Liu reports.
Women's abuse and domestic violence are serious topics that cannot be ignored. Shine the Light held their 4th annual tree lighting ceremony on November 1st at Charles Clark Square. More than 100 people came to support. Shine the Light Windsor coordinator Carrie Plaskett said it is really important to hold this event.
It's about bringing the subject of abuse against women to the surface, creating a creative way for people to shine the light, like our tree, and to create a conversation, to help people talk about it, to support victims, to support survivors, and that's what November's all about. That's what purple symbolizes for us.
Sergeant with the Windsor Police Ren Dawson says domestic violence calls are some of the toughest the police respond to.
Police are trained to be compassionate in domestic violent abuse situations. There is a real concern for the safety of the woman in any domestic violence call. And first is safety of the women and the children. Next is apprehension of the violator or the accused. And thirdly is to make sure that that person or family gets to a place of safety. And we all know the great work that Hiatus House does here in the city of Windsor.
To support survivors, a purple scarf will be sold this November. Have a safe November. I'm Annie's Liu.
Video games can be good for your health. Curlis Maddie tells us how in this Health Minute.
Welcome to Health Minute with Curlis Maddie, and here are the health benefits of video games. Seems silly to say that video games are any more than a pastime or mindless entertainment, but did you know that gaming is linked to an increase in brain matter? A study by Max Planck, an institution in Germany, shows that playing Super Mario 64 caused an increase in the size of brain regions such as memory formation, strategic planning, and motor skills. This study was done on 24 people who played 30 minutes of video games every day for 2 months straight. Other studies show that video games help with breaking bad habits, help reduce pain, help with muscle memory, and reduces anxiety. I'm Curlis Maddie, and this has been your Health Minute. Now, excuse me, I've got some gaming to do.
Each year across North America, tens of thousands of people stop to play tabletop games for 24 hours. The event, called Extra Life, raises money for sick kids and the Children's Miracle Network. Organized locally by the Windsor Gaming Resource, an auction was also held to raise money. Brett Ribberty Frank, with Hidden Trail Escape Rooms, donated an auction item for the cause.
Bought a ton of board games for super cheap in the auction, and it goes to a sweet cause. So it was like win, win, win all over the place.
The St. Clair Saints volleyball home opener was held at the Sportsplex on Saturday. Both men's and women's teams played the Humber Hawks. The Saints men won 3-1, putting them at 3-0 for the season, and the women lost to Humber 3-0, which puts them at 2-1 for the season. Let's head back outside to Ryan for a look at our day for a 3-day forecast. Ryan?
Thanks, Torsha. Wednesday is going to be fairly sunny and have a high at 9. Thursday, we're sadly going to have a chance of showers, but thankfully we're also going to have a high at 9. Friday, I'm sort of scared for because while it is going to be sunny, we're going to drop down to a high of -2. That's all I got for your weather on the corner of Victoria and University. I'm Ryan with your weather. Back to you, Torsha.
Thanks, Ryan. Mad Canada recently held an event in Windsor to remember and remind people about preventing drunk driving. Reporter Amos Johnson has more.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving for Windsor and Essex launched their Red Ribbon campaign to provide awareness on impaired driving for students at Kennedy Collegiate Secondary School. Attending the event were members of the Windsor Police, LaSalle Police, Amherstburg Police, Allstate Insurance, and many other organizations to share their stories. Shelky Hamka is the community leader for Mad Canada and the main guest speaker for the event.
This time of year, because of more festivities and a lot of drinking and parties that happen, impaired driving tends to increase. So having this campaign at this time raises more awareness about the dangers and consequences of impaired driving in hopes that people make better and wiser decisions when they've had alcohol or have consumed drugs.
The ribbon cutting was held at the end of the ceremony in front of the school with local police, as well as a ride program taking place shortly after. Sheila Davis is with Allstate Insurance and has participated with Mad Canada for their ride programs throughout the years.
Right after the ribbon cutting ceremony out front, then we're going to have a ride program out front on Tecumseh Road. They close the traffic and the Windsor Police stop cars going both ways, talk to everybody, see if they've been drinking and driving. And then there's also a little bag that's made up from Mad Canada that has little tidbits. There's a red ribbon in there. There's magnets. There's Allstate information as well for insurance. And we give it out to the people on the street.
Mad Canada are asking residents of Windsor and Essex to tie a red ribbon to their vehicles, keychains, purses, briefcases, and backpacks, and spreading the word, as well as to serve as tribute to all the victims of impaired driving. This is Amos Johnson for MediaPlex News.
This week at the MediaPlex, we bring you a segment called Sweater Talk, where Alyssa Horrobin and Angelica Haggart talk to you about how to take care of yourself in the cold weather. Ladies.
Hi there. I'm Angelica Haggart.
And I'm Alyssa Horrobin.
And this is Sweater Talk. This is a new segment that we're bringing to you, looking at the holiday and the cold season.
Which on how to take care of yourself a little better, especially in the winter.
I think Alyssa is looking forward to the cold season, where I am not at all.
Well, I don't really enjoy the cold that much. I just enjoy the things that come with the cold, like sweaters.
And colds and flus?
No, like tea and hot chocolate and blankets.
So, Alyssa, what can we do in the winter weather to take care of ourselves?
Well, there's some basic hygiene tricks. Not really tricks, but tips to remember, like washing your hands and keeping your hands to yourself.
Bring a pen.
There we go.
Everywhere you go, don't share pens. That's where most germs come from.
Yeah, and if you're going to be out glad handing with people, shaking hands, high fives, all of that, just make sure you hand sanitize after that or wash your hands.
Good idea, good idea. What else can we do? One thing that I like to do, especially in the winter, is take a daily multivitamin.
That's very good advice, and I would advise especially to take vitamin D because in winter we have more of a lack of sunlight and you're not outdoors as much enjoying the sunlight that is there. So taking vitamin D will help boost that or give you what you would have gotten from the sun in the summertime. And it affects your everything, your physical health and your mood greatly. So
I think it's also important to remember that just because it's cold outside doesn't mean we can't go outside. So dressing for the weather means you can still go outside and get some of that natural sunlight as well.
Absolutely. Actually, when I had a dog, that kept me active because I was always taking him out for walks. So if you have a dog, that's a great way to stay active because it makes sure that it's getting you out every day and walking. And if you don't, you just come along for the walk with someone else. Right?
I heard
Take
that
another
Tamagotchis
dog.
are coming back, so that's totally a virtual pet that you can take for a walk.
Yeah, or Pokemon Go, or
Yeah,
I mean,
anything like that. Even
anything that
just a
gets you
Fitbit
out,
is motivational.
walking,
For sure, for sure.
stomping around in the snow. It's fun.
So I also think it's really important, like going outside and walking, but it's also important to just go somewhere and do something.
Now, Netflix marathons, they're important to life, but getting out there, doing something in the community, seeing your friends, just going out and being a part of something is good for your
Especially
mental
because
health
we
and
tend to
physical activity.
hibernate in the winter, right? So
Absolutely.
it's really important to, I have a weekly trivia night that I go to. So something like that
Right,
keeps you
just
going all
something
the
that
time.
gets you out and keeping you in routine as well.
Absolutely. Now, what are some of your favorite things to do to get you through this season?
Well, my personal favorite things are sweaters and tea. Just those two things could keep me alive through the winter.
I really like fuzzy socks and a good book. Those are some of my favorite things. Or like a nice hot bowl of soup.
Yes.
Anything, cozying up under a blanket with my dog next to me. Anything like that kind of just keeps you warm on the outside and the inside.
So wear layers when you're outside and cuddle up when you're inside. And that's how to stay warm. This has been Sweater Talk. I'm Alyssa Horrobin.
And I'm Angelica Haggard. Thanks for watching.
This Thursday, Filling the Tank might do a little more than just get you around the city. Mike Quaggish from Circle K talks to Laden Mohammed about the fundraising program.
Hi, I'm here with Mike Quackish, and we're here to talk a little bit about Circle K's Fueling Our School events. Thanks for stopping by here at the MediaPlex. Can you tell us a little bit about this event?
This event's to create more getting involved with the neighborhood, like the schools, and the kids to get involved with our whatever money we raise to get involved with the kids so they can. The kids that cannot afford to buy lunch or, they cannot go on trips and things like that, so we can help them out.
And how did you first get involved with this event?
This is through our Circle K head office. They decided to get involved more with the schools and kids in our neighborhood where each Circle K store is around Windsor area and other areas in all over the world.
And why do you think that this is an important event to have?
It's really important because this is how we get involved with our community, our kids, and we try to, to bring something good to the neighborhood by whatever we can do to help out the kids, we do it.
And can you talk a little bit about how this process works, like when someone goes to the gas station to pump their gas?
Okay, like on this Thursday, which is November 9th, anybody who can come in and pump gas, we donated 2.5 cents per liter up to $1,000, and all that money will be donated to our local Riverside High School so it can help out for all the kids that need it.
And how much did you raise last year, and how much are you hoping to raise this year?
Last year, we donated, Circle K donated $2,000 for Riverside High School, and this year so far we donated $1,000, and will be another $1,000 hopefully by the end of the week.
This sounds like a really great event, and with the holidays quickly approaching, this would be a great way to help out. Once again, thanks for stopping by at the MediaPlex. For more information about the gas stations participating in this event, you can go to Circle K's website.
There's so much going on in Windsor, Essex. Our very own Larry Harrison always seems to know what's going on around town. Here she is with a look at what's up in Windsor. Laurie?
Looking for something to do this weekend? You won't have to look far. Windsor Essex never fails to provide ways to entertain everyone in the family. Being Remembrance Day on Saturday, there are plenty of ways to thank a veteran and learn about Canada's history in combat and the sacrifices given. Friday, November 10th, the Windsor Historical Society Veterans Memorial Project will be holding their annual 200 Veterans with 200 Students event at the Serbian Center in Windsor starting at 12:30. This is the second largest living history classroom, giving students the opportunity to engage in conversations with veterans. Tickets are available for purchase, and vets are always free. Saturday and Sunday, local artists and artisans are gearing up for the holiday season at the Artisan Market with great items for gift giving. Come out and support local at the Unico building in Kingsville from 12 to 6. Get ready to see swarms of Santas as the 2017 Jingle Bell Run, Walk, and Wheel takes place this Sunday at Ken Knapp Ford in Essex. Participants will be raising money for community living Essex County. I'm Laurie Harrison with your community calendar. Now back to you, Torsha.
The Riverside Legion held a parade in leading up to Remembrance Day. Bernard DeFall reports.
G. Murray, Pat Phillips, Joe Greer, Charlie Johnson.
The names of fallen comrades. Young cadets with stony faces avert their gaze in sympathy with the veterans of wars long since forgotten. Long-serving veterans in military dress with accoutrements, fists clenched to keep their emotions stealthy. The parade led by the Scottish Society pipe band's Lament. In their drag, humble vigil sentries of flag bearers, Legion cadets, and Scouts Canada. The Royal Canadian Legion Riverside Branch 255 hosted the Remembrance Day Parade at the Cenotaph at the old Riverside Arena on the 11th day of the 11th month. Wreaths were placed by various civic societies at the foot of the empty tomb in remembrance for those whose remains still reside in countries they never called home. Ronald Ewing, 93, joined the militia at age 13 in step with family tradition.
There are 9 of us, 9 of my family in the service. And my father was in the service, both wars.
Ewing guarded 700 Italian and German soldiers on board the Queen Mary, recalling his fortunate deployment.
The Queen Mary was well equipped and we served away north. It traveled away north so that there were no submarines.
This was not the fortune for all the members of his enlisted family.
I lost a brother in the Air Force overseas. He's buried over there. We all come back except the one that was shot down in the Air Force.
For Raymond Sylvius, a Korean War veteran, the day is a stark reminder of the realities they will never manage to outlive.
A lot of them are still there.
Scott Flynn, the training coordinator for Branch 255's Cadet Corps, has lasting empathy for these aging warriors, a sense of personal significance that got infused in his family life.
My father was a veteran of World War II, blinded in Buran. My mother used to tell me that my dad, during a thunderstorm, would jump from his bed, thinking it's shells.
Not everyone is destined to serve on the front line. For those who do, being forgotten is non-negotiable, according to Sylvius.
We gotta remember the ones who didn't come back. There's no way we can forget. No way.
Ewing reiterates the value of the price soldiers pay.
We're a free country and we should try to keep it that way.
Wearing the red poppy is one way to show gratitude. Another way,
say thank you. You know, a lot of these guys, people just walk by them like they're nothing, like they don't exist. People just needed to say thank you, period.
As we commemorate Remembrance Day this week, we honor the historic events that shaped our country's future. Watch this look back on the Dia Parade, brought to you by Veterans Affairs. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Torcia Veldhuizen, and you've been watching MediaPlex News Now.
MediaPlex News Now is a production of the St. Clair College Journalism Program.
I think it's so important to be taught by industry professionals because they know what they're doing. And they're not just teaching because they read it in a book somewhere. They're teaching because they've lived it. I choose to take control of my future, and my path is St. Clair College. I choose to be here.
I learn by doing. I learn by reacting to a situation. St. Clair puts me directly into my industry. I'm dealing with real patients, real life situations. It's not just theory, it's not book work anymore.
I choose to take control of my future, and my path is St. Clair College. I choose to be here.